Well, good morning, everybody. How you all doing? Let's scoot you over a little bit. I hope everybody's having a blessed morning. It's a little cool here and damp in Tennessee. That's all right. You know, it doesn't matter. I'm just out here in the old wood shop. You know where I am. Oh, my old neck. Gotta do them stretches. It's heck getting old, folks. You know, and everything. But anywho, here's some of that cedar. I haven't put the antique wax on it yet, but there's some of that old cedar that I carved. The man and the woman. This one here is a new color I come up with for the pink of the heart and everything. And I do an antique wax on top of this. Yes, I do. So that's some of the cedar. You hear me talk about that old barn cedar a lot. And then it's not done. I just got it all put together. I've got to put the clear on it and do some other doodaddies. But there's the rooster that I was carving the other day. And you see here, folks? Cock-a-doodle-doo! It's simple. Just the rooster. There's he's just on this little base so he can stand. And I got to do a little bit more love to him. Yeah. Just the old rooster that you see me carving on here. Very simple. Yeah, very simple. But anywho, I had and trust me, they don't bother me. I want to hear the comments and stuff, and then I try to address them, so you can understand. Let's get it. One thing clear is when I carve, I've been carving since I've been knee-high to a grasshopper. I can remember the old men. Let's see, what did I do with it? Back when I was a kid, the old man would just pull out the pocket knife, and let's get you down here. Just pull out the old pocket knife, and this was carving back years ago. They just sat around and they would just carve a stick. And you go, what you carving? He'd go, well, nothing. This was relaxation back then. They do this all day long. This is what I seen when I was a kid. Carver, old man, just his pocket knife. I had a Barlow tree pocket knife. And they would just, all day long, you'd see piles and piles and piles of shavings. And it would be nothing. Just all day long. All day long. So this was carving when I was a kid. Men just sitting around with a pocket knife. This is a pen blade knife, and everything, and just carving. But anywho, the question I was asked, and the guy was telling me what I needed, and I understand. Like I said, I've been carving for a long, long, long time, and I do have battle scars on my legs and my hands and everything. Yeah, I've had them whoopsie doos and everything. Get you back up here. I've had them. Anyway, I have. But he was telling me that I needed a lap board. I should learn to use one. Well, I do have them. Lap boards. This is a spoon board. Here's where the spoon can go into. Because I am a spoon carver, an adze carver, a hatchet carver, a spoke shaver, and draw knife. I use them all. All these are, but this is a lap board and everything. This is my hatchet. This is a Grant's. I've had this baby for a long time, and she's been through a lot with me. All kinds of shows. When I do a lot of primitive carving in the mountains for people, my other stage name is Appalachian Jack. I wear primitive clothes, and I come in, and I bring this hatchet, and I show people, and I definitely have a lap board. And I do have a bench that has been custom made, but with some health problems right now, I'm unable to move it right now. But, anywho, I had cut this cedar out. Now you got to, and like I told you, I don't teach anybody. Anybody that learns carving from me, I'm going to stress one thing. You're going to be carving on a table. Nice and comfortable. You will never be carving on your lap like I do. Like I said, I've been carving since knee-high to a grasshopper, and I have the battle scars to prove it. but I will not teach. When my good friend Brian is going to get ready to do the shoe carving, he'll be with me at a Burger King on a table, you know, nice and comfortable, where I can watch him and help him and teach him, not on his legs, no. But I'm going to use this lap board because I need to take some of this back off on the back of it, and I remove it with a hatchet. This stuff here, I like the sound of a hatchet. I've been using a hatchet, like I said, for years. Let me grab a pencil. For years. This is something, and I won't, you know, this is when I use a knee board. I mean, a lap board, a knee board. Lord have mercy. A lap board, you know. This is when I use it because I've got to take some of this out here, and just, this is old. It's a 100-year-old piece of cedar. It all come out of Rogersville, Tennessee, out of a barn that I pulled down. So, anywho, let's get you back down here, folks. You know, let's just take some of this. I want to get some of this off. You know, that's all I'm doing. I'm relieving this back. Why put the stress on a knife? And I've been carving like this. I seen a gentleman when I was a kid, and I mean young. I mean really young. And he was carving with a hatchet. And this is one form I don't really teach. I don't know. I have to really know you and trust you, because this baby doll is extremely sharp. And I'm just shaping the backside. I know it's hard to see. We'll do just like this. Just bend those petals. This is a leaf bow. I carve a leaf bow out of this. In other words, it's just like a little wooden bow, and the petals are bent up. I love the sound of a hatchet. I do a lot of spoon carving. That's what this board is actually for. It's got that stop right there. It's got a divot right here. So when I put the spoon here, I can turn it. It'll stay in this little divot. It's all, you just gotta be always on your point game. All the time. All the time. Think where your fingers are. And I can tell people, you know, don't mimic me. Don't go out there and do this and get hurt, because I have a long time doing this. Anyhow, I want to get on here and let everybody know that I have another lady, and possibly some of her friends, has contacted me, and I'm the most excited. The YouTube channel, I wanted to build a family-oriented YouTube channel. You know, just family-oriented. And so she has contacted me, and coming by hopefully next month and everything, she wants to meet me. And she is a carver. I love it. I literally love that. That's, you know, I'm going to be putting that on my Facebook channel here pretty soon. That if you live here in Tennessee, or you're coming, or whatever, let's just, and it's a decent day, let's all meet. Maybe here at the house, maybe at a park, somewhere, and just sit down and chit-chat, and just, it doesn't matter what skill you are. Don't matter if you just want to carve a stick like I did. You know, just anything. And just people sitting around and laughing and having fun and talking about life and life in general, and just carving. Just twiddling. You don't have to be anything. It literally just have fun and sit around and little congregation. That's what so she's going to come here, and I think she's bringing a couple of her friends, and we was talking last night, and I am so excited. You know, the gentleman that I met the other day, he called me yesterday, you know, and we just chit-chatted. He's on my phone now, and he's got my phone number. He lives, like I said, on the other side of Knoxville. So, yeah. So, you know, maybe get him involved on this. But just people sitting around the way it was originally done. And just no fancy buildings and no air conditioning. Because you know me, I don't run air conditioning. See how I dropped that pedal in? See how that right there? Yeah. And I just dropped all that in. Right there. Yeah. Alrighty. There you go. Now, which I'll bow all that out. Let's lose just a little bit of this stem right here, his little stick. Let's put a crick in it. A crook. Or a crick. Now see, here's what I use with this right here. This is just a stop. Just someplace to stop that from moving. Rough this baby doll in. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, just a little old leaf, and like I said, you see right here, I got the other tools out. All the chisels, everything. I have a lot of chisels, because I am a chisel carver too. I use a ton of chisels. I know they're kind of hard to see, because just chisels. Lots of chisels. Hang on, folks. This is a dogwood right here. I didn't make this one. A friend of mine, Mike, was doing a demonstration on the streets of Gatlinburg, and he was draw knifing and showing some primitive work and stuff. And I told him, I said, he had some old wood laying there, and I said, hey, Mike, I need another mallet tonight. Can you make me one? Well, this is what he draw knifed out. Just simple dogwood, and now it's dry, and it's harder than a goat. This baby doll, man, I'd hate to get smacked in the noggin with that. And then I had to make I made this light one last year. Just whatever I had laying around. I had some maple. I had this chunk of bass. I had some walnut. I crudely pinned it and everything. It's not perfect, but that's fine. That's what woodworking is. It don't have to be perfect. You know, let's get my chisel out here. I need to show you folks a little bit more here. Let's turn this board around, because now I need to cut this direction, because I got this piece of wood. You know, let's see here. I got to get you up here where you can see, folks. Okay, hang on. This is not easy. Know some? There, how about that? Now, we're just going to start taking that center out. That's all we're doing. We're making a little wooden, you can put your rings in these. You can put your jewelry. You can set this in your bathrooms. You know, we call them ring bows. Just made out of leaf. This is a leaf. I love leaves. Ever since I've been a kid, I like the shape of a leaf. So when I see a leaf, I just pick it up like, wow, look how beautiful that leaf is. And I just lay it out on a piece of wood. That's all I do. Lay that little thing right out on the wood. Love the sound. Yes, I do. You get a beautiful sound. But like I said, the chicken down there, I got some of this, it looks like little fake grass stuff. It's, I don't know what you want to call it, a moss or something. And I'll stick it around the bottom. And I got to put a clear on him to make him pop out. He's not dumb. I told you, you know, I showed you that the other day when I was carving it. And then that's the, you know, I did that one as the you know, I painted it black with some red and some more. All that's going to pop out when I put the spray on it. I'll show it to you. It's all put together. Let's use a heavier one. This is a light mallet. Let's use this dogwood here, because she'll drive heavy. She's extremely, she'll carry the load better than that little light one. I can tell the sound. Yep. Yeah, when I was on the streets carving that night, I seen him about 6 o'clock. We all had to start around 6 on our shows. And maybe I seen him a little earlier than that. I can't remember. But anywho, I just told him I needed a mallet. And a couple hours later, he walked down where I was at and handed this thing to me. He goes, "Is that what you want?" I'm like, "Yes, sir." I said, "Do I owe you anything?" He goes, "Nope." I said, "Thank you." And I have used this for several years. This is a nice mallet. It's heavy, it's wonky, but I love it. Okay, we're getting in some hard cedar right there. Now I'll be going into a knife, but all we're doing is just roughing this thing in. There is no sense of just, wearing a knife blade out. Get this thing roughed in, That's why you see me use all kinds of tools. Yeah, see? We're just roughing it in. That's going to set at least you're going to be like this. They're going to be facing up, like a bow. Some will be down, some will be up. There'll be random hikes and stuff like that. But yeah, I do use a lap board occasionally because I am a lap carver, I guess you want to call it. I've been doing that for years, and like I said, I will not, and I'm going to guarantee you, I will not teach anybody like this. Nope. Because this is wrong, I know. Carving on your legs and all that. But I stress to everybody, don't do what I do. Because you got to realize how long I've been doing it. We'll just put it this way. I got more than 40 years in woodworking. A lot more. And I've made, in 40 years, I have made a lot of mistakes. But like I told you, you live and learn from your mistakes. Alright, let's get a different gouge. Where you at, little one? Hang on, folks. I can't see him. Oh, I'll show you another tool here in a minute. I told you, I use spoke shavers and draw knives, and some people may not know what an adze is. An adze. There's your adze. See, it's a guttering adze. See how it gutters? And then, basically, you can take this little thing, and it will it's a bow edge. It is to bow. And I do a lot of this. When I do a lot of my bows, like I said, I'm starting to feel a lot better, getting some of my strength back, so I'll be getting my bench out. I've got to get it out and get it cleaned up, get it all oiled and everything, because I've got a show I'm going to go to, and I'm going to have to do primitive carving. And everything, so I'm going to need the bench. And I've got a dolly, and I've got to get new wheels, because somebody else needed wheels a couple years ago, and I just took them off my dolly and gave them to them. I've never replaced it. So I've got a custom-made dolly that it has a plate on the bottom that fits the bench, and it can be strapped down with cords and stuff, and I can just wheel it around. And see, that was even quicker. Done with an adze. Done with an adze. But this ain't really an adze thing. I mean, I can use it and everything. Let's get this chisel here too. Oopsie-do. Oh, I'm dropping everything, folks. It's going to be a dropsy day. Let's put this thing down here for a minute. And just another gouge. Okay. Just simple old gouge. I have tons. I have a lot of antique tools. I have tools. A lot of tools. Yes, you know, I'd ask a question, what type of carver are you? And they go, you know, what would you consider? Well, I'm not a normal carver. I'm not a carver that carves, decoys all the time. I don't do much decoys anymore. I'm not a carver that does sculpture all the time. I'm not a carver that does little figurines. I'm an everything. Now, I just see it, and my brain tells me, hey, that's going to be neat. And I go with it. I don't classify myself as anything, and I don't classify myself as a perfect carver. Nope. I'm a carver that enjoys what he does. I don't believe in anybody perfect. I want the mistakes. And I don't want no trophies. You've heard me say this before. I don't want nothing like that. I did that crazy stuff when I was younger. When I do demonstrate, I prefer to be outside if I can. I love the outdoors. Heat does not bother me. Nope. Nope, it doesn't. It does not bother me. So I like being outside a lot. So I'm an everything carver. I may do shallow relief carving, and then all of a sudden I just do a heavy relief carving. Whatever. I really don't consider myself, I guess, more of a folk art carver. I love folk art. I do a lot of folk art, stuff like that. And then I'm a builder. I'm a carpenter. This table right here that these tools are sitting on, I started finishing that table, but I'm just a builder. Everything in my house is handmade. The bed that I sleep on, the table that I eat at, my end tables, all that. It's just all handmade. Okay, let's look at you again. Gotta watch this cedar. It's getting into trouble, and it's got a spot right there that can get you into trouble. So, and if it breaks, who cares? I'll fix it. See how hard that stuff is? You can hear it. Lordy, can you ever. So I don't really consider myself as a certain carver. I mean, there's people out there, they consider themselves strictly a sculpture carver, and I love it. That's what they love it. I've dabbled in everything. That'd be the best way. I dabbled into everything and try to learn different things, and I love watching other people carve, and like, well, that is very unique. I'm going to remember that and go home and mimic them. Look at that. Just a simple little bow leaf. And it didn't take very long, Now, it's getting into more of a knife work. Then, if I go into this little palm gouge, because it's very controllable. Very controllable, because you're carving against grain and everything. So I guess you just, like I said, just call me a whimsical carver. I like whimsical stuff. I like fun stuff. And like I said too, anybody's got comments, please don't be afraid. You're not going to hurt the old man. You're not going to hurt my feelings. That's what I've asked people. Be honest. Tell me what you think. There's no right, there's no wrong, and you're not going to hurt my feelings. Not at all. That's how we all learn. That's how, like I said, that's why I'd love to have just, get people out and we all meet, and bring picnic lunch maybe, and golly, wouldn't that be fun? Just sit around and, you may not want to whittle today. Maybe you're a drawer, or maybe you're a painter and you bring your easel and you just sat there along with us and you painted. Gosh, it's art. You know, maybe you don't do nothing like it, but you tootle on the guitar or the mandolin or the banjo, you know, or just, you know. I went to a restaurant one time. It's called Fritz, and it was in Evansville, Indiana. It was a German-style restaurant, and I loved it because, you know, you'd be sitting in there eating, and all of a sudden somebody would just stand up and start reciting poetry, just out of the blue. And after they got done, somebody may stand up and just out of the blue just start singing beautifully. Or somebody bring an instrument and you'd be sitting there eating and they would just start playing it. And I loved that place. It was kind of weird. It was down in downtown Evansville, Indiana, and it was under a bank. And it was called Fritz. It was a German restaurant. And, you know, people would just come in there, and of course me, I'd sit there and be carving. So they were used to that. And people would just do stuff like that, and it was the neatest place I've ever been, because it didn't, you know, you'd just be sitting there, and I've heard beautiful poetry. I know I can't really say it that good, but they could just recite things. And maybe one girl one time, she had this book, and she read I guess a paragraph or something of it. And it was just beautiful how she read it, how she spoke. You know, just beautiful. And that's what I said. Wouldn't it be, it'd just be so neat. We just, you know, if I get some people together, we just met. That's what I'm going to be working on. Because we have phenomenal artists here in Tennessee. And you don't even have to live here. If you were coming in and you've seen that we were doing that, Lord, you are 100% welcome. You're 100% welcome here at my house. You know, you are. Like I said, this lady coming in, I cannot. It just excited the old man. You know, here's a fellow artist, a fellow, you know, carver, just like me. She's just, you know, and I got on her Facebook and does phenomenal work. You know, and she's like me. She don't consider herself a perfect carver, a great carver. She just loves to carve, and she loves to share, and she loves to teach. Well, that's me. You know, I tell people I got this from a higher power. I don't know where I got it, how I got it. You know, I just got it. And I've always been able to do this. Now look at that. It's not done. There's a lot of shaping. This the stick right here is supposed to be like you know, the limb that's hanging on. It's got to be carved in. They got a knot there. Of all places, I'd have to put a knot, draw it with a knot right there. You know? Yeah, I would. Crazy old guy. Right there. Do a little whoop-de-doo. Whoop, whoop. A little small whoop-de-doo. I'm going to get some blanks out. I need to trim some limbs off my dogwood out here. So dogwood is a wood that you want to carve green. Do the green wood carving, because I do that too. You know, it's just, and especially dogwood, because there's, you know, you're just going to beat yourself to death if you carve dogwood dried. I have, and you'll wear your arm, your tools, and your hands out extremely fast. It's like carving in hard rock maple. Woo! Doggies. Yep. Not fun. Awesome. Just a little old bent stick. This whole month's just about gone, folks. Lord, where did it go? You know? It's like it just, one day it's a new month, the next day it's the next new month. You know? Okay, we're going to bring it up here. You can see what I'm creating. See how I've got this right here? this line here, because we want this leaf to pop out. I used to do leaf faces. I'd carve faces into the leaf. I got one left in my house. My wife, she loved it and she took it. That's just something I haven't done in years. I did that a long, long time ago when I was a lot younger. But living in a tourist area, folks, you've heard me say this. It's not worth doing extreme carvings. You know, I do sell my work. And I tell people, if you see something, you really like it, well, you can contact me. Because we do ship and send everywhere. You know, we are going to be building a different website, or a computer website. I don't know really what you want to call it. A bit too, you know, better than what I got right now. Like I said, we got a guy coming in, maybe in helping us. Because nope. I bought the computer. That's the only thing I'm a walking check. That's what I tell people. I bought it, and now it's been sitting in my house on my desk for over a year. And I'm a walking check. I was told I needed it. Well, I bought it. And did anybody come and help me? Nope. Do I understand? Nope. I don't even know how to turn the thing on. He showed me, and I don't get it. And you gotta let it sit there and, you know, do all this doodaddy stuff. And I'm just not a computer person. Nope. I seem to be doing what I'm doing right here. You know that. What do you think? Is all this here, all these petals, I'll touch with the knife. All this. It won't look square. I'll carve all this in through here. And there's more carving right in here. Like I said, this back here, it's going to get this line dropped down. You know, everything. All this gets dropped down. And you got to remember too, folks, I am not a glove carver at all. Nope, we didn't have gloves back then. Just don't use them. It's not for me. I'm not saying it's a bad thing at all. It's just not for me. I do use a lot of medical tape for my younger people. You know, they got that medical tape that wraps around your little thingies. You know, that's, for me, it's just not my cup of tea. It's not. And I don't put down no one. If you want to use a glove, well, I want you to use a glove. That's how you feel comfortable. You do it the way you feel comfortable, not the way. I'm going to show you fundamentals, lead you around, then I'm going to tell you, well, now you understand the knife, you understand the different cuts. The best thing you can do is go for it. You know, they go, well, how, you know, like I always say, they go, well, what do I do if I make a mistake? Good. Make those mistakes and live and learn. Just live and learn. That's all you got to do. You got to make them. I still make them after all these years. And I know better. I get aggravated at myself. I'm like, I have to have a stern talk, and I'm like, Whittler Dave, why did you do that? You know, I say that in my mind. You know, like, you know better. And I'm like, yeah, I do know better. You know, but apparently I don't. You know. That is some hard, you can hear the grain. My hands are really, even with arthritis, my hands are extremely, you know, strong. I have my moments. And the old fingers just start like, nope. They don't love me at all. And then they don't want to work. You know? They holler at me, and I got to holler at them. Can't beat the sound of a chisel drove into wood. I love that sound. Yes, I do. So you don't want to carve right in here because it's going to set. So you got to leave some flat spot right in through here because it just sits here. But you want it, when you look at it, you want these petals to lift that way. You don't want it to look flat. You want them to look like they're peering up. So see, a lot of this, even though this is a crazy knot, I may have to get my hand saw out. You know, I have a little coping saw, and I'll probably come right in here and saw this off right here at an angle. There's a serious knot right there. And the more you drive on that, you're just going to shear it off. You know, like I said, you have to understand when you do this style of carving, you don't buy what we call store boxwood lumber. You just use whatever's out there, you know. Then you have to understand what it's telling you. It's telling you how it wants to be carved. And you just sometimes just gotta, you know, be very careful and understand it. Trust me. I know that for a fact. Now we're just gonna take you down some more. Yeah. Alrighty. Now, I don't want to stretch this video out. Like I said, I don't understand how long YouTube videos can run or on your camera and stuff. But you can see, there was just been done with a hatchet. A lot more love that has to be done to this. And then I just put a clear stain on it. Sometimes I'll carve little facets into this to make it look like a stem. I really don't know how I'll do it. It talks to me. Here's a serious knot right there. Got to watch that. You know, like I said, when you use old wood that no one else is going to use, especially cedar, and cedar's known for their knots, you have to learn, I call it manipulating the wood. You have to learn to understand and manipulate that wood and full it and everything. And then you get beauty like this. I don't sand a lot. I love the collars. It's hand carved. Why take out all that? Why? You know, I will not. You know, there's beauty right there. It's dark, it's light, it's got carving marks in it, it's got some sanding mark. That is the way, for me, it's done. It's beauty. You know, you leave some of the love. It's not machine carved. It is done with your hands. So let's get you up here, folks. So you can see the old man. Up. Add more. You don't need to see the top of my head. Whoo! How y'all doing? But like I said, I thank you. You know, I'm not going to mention the gentleman's name. You know, I'm glad that he's following me. And I do listen. I read every comment that is out there. And I try to comment back. And yes, I do use lap boards. And yes, I appreciate for your thoughts and your prayers and your thanking of me and everything. And I appreciate that. It does not, you know, I should have showed that a long time ago. And I didn't. You know, and like I said, when I teach, let's get you closer. When I teach woodworking, you know, you're not allowed to carve on your laps. No, I teach you the way, you know, on a table. Let's get you back up here. I teach you on a table where your body parts, you're going to go home. You're going to go home. Probably the worst thing that ever happened in my shop is a splinter or a little poke with the knife. Because if I'm teaching how to build a cabinet or stuff, I'm right on you. Because, you know, machinery is highly dangerous. And I look at your entire body, and if your shirt is not tucked right, or you got a necklace, or you got rings on, you know, I don't wear rings. If you got anything like that on, you have to remove them. You have to get a different shirt. If you're a lady and your hair's long, you got to put your hair up and put it in a bun, whatever, tie it up. Because I've seen things in shops that would just blow your mind because it had a terrible teacher. He was not visual. And we could go into that story later on. So yes, I'm very visual. And so when I teach, I'm like a tick on a hound dog. I never leave you. I'm right there beside you. And usually like the shoe, I got another shoe. I got two shoes, and I got one for me and one for Brian. And he will mimic me. He'll watch my hands, and you know, I will carve very slow and tell him, and we'll just talk all the way through this so he can learn to be a carver too. But like I said, I appreciate every comment. Please send your comments and send your likes and share my channel, because like I said, we're trying to build a strictly family channel where if you have little ones, you got grandkids, whatever, you know that they can sit down and watch this channel and it's respectful. That's it. You know, that's it. That's what I want. So I want to say thank you all. Appreciate everybody. I'm looking forward to meet this lady. Gosh, and if you're coming this way, contact me like she did. You know, just send me a little email, whatever. I am on Google Maps. Type in Whittler Dave. That's going to bring up my house. That's going to bring up my address. That's going to bring up my phone number. If I don't pick up, leave me a message, because I don't answer my phone when I am busy or running machinery, demonstrating, or anything like that. It's disrespectful if I'm working for somebody to answer a phone. I'm old-fashioned. But leave me and say, hey, I'm coming into Tennessee. I want to be, I want to meet you at Burger King. Oh, Lord, yeah, let me see what my schedule is. And let's meet. Let's meet. Let's have some fun. And there's no skill level. There's none. I don't care if you got 0 or if you've been doing it as long as I have. There's no right, no wrong. There's no skill level. It's just a bunch of people getting together and having fun. That's it. I showed you what stick carving was. Just if you just had a stick and you want to whittle, and you just got you a little pen knife. I still use pen knives. I do. I still use pen knives. So if you just want to get up and just whittle a stick all day, it's relaxing. If you're stressed, that's it. But anywho, I just want to say thank you again. Everybody have a blessed day, and I will just talk to you later. Thank you.